Welcome, guys, to We Don't Know Ball, NBA Playoff Edition, here with Retro and Justin. We're going to break down some of the games that happened, games like 3 and 4, and some of these series, give our summaries of what has been happening, our feelings, our reactions, and all this kind of stuff. Because now I think there's arguments that this might be one of the better playoffs that I have seen. And I want to kind of dive into it. But before we get into that, how are we doing today?
I'm chilling. Got some things to talk about for sure. So I'm just ready to go.
Let's just get into it.
So which series do we kind of want to start out with first? How do we want to rip the Band-Aid off?
Can we just start with the biggest middle finger in the world that was announced earlier tonight?
What, the Rookie of the Year?
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
I'm so glad that we're at a point in the world where people change their votes based on playoff performance, because that is single-handedly the only way that this is the result we're getting, because for an entire season, Con Knipple was the better rookie, and for 3 months of the season, Cooper Flagg was the better rookie. So,
and Con was also leading in odds too until month.
It just, like I said, it just goes back to voting is flawed. I mean, we've had the wrong MVP the last 3 years. We're probably going to have the wrong MVP this year. It's just, when does it stop? When does everything get good? I just don't. When do we actually get credible people that are actually allowed to vote on this? Or when can we turn this into, like, somebody who actually understands what the fuck is going on? Because, like I said, I'm still convinced we've had the wrong MVP the last 3 years. I think the Rookie of the Year is wrong this year. Like, I'm over whoever the fuck gets to vote on league awards, because they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about, or just don't watch the game, to be honest.
Well, I mean, it's like, just to like tag on to that a little bit too. Jules was talking about this on, I think, last episode, but like Keldon Johnson just won Sixth Man of the Year, and some Spurs fans don't even consider Keldon Johnson to be the sixth man. So it's like, I think the biggest problem is just
known eighth man on the Spurs roster won Sixth Man of the Year,
dude. Yeah. And it's like, and this is like my problem. You look at Con, and it's like Con was clearly the better player for like 90% of the season. In like the last month, Cooper had like a couple like huge games, like a 40 and a 50-point game, and Con splits went down. So I guess that just erases the entire like year before then. And it's like, okay, bro, like I just think that I think that the narrative being recency bias is really dumb, and I also think the playoff taxing is dumb, because we didn't see Coop in the playoff. We didn't see him in the play-in because he didn't make it. So it's
like, why should get taxed more? Cool, you didn't lead your team to the playoff.
Yeah, no, and that's my problem. Is it's like, as much as people want to hate on Con for his play-in performance, at least he was there. But like, it's just, to me, it's like ultimately, you look at Coop, he shot 29.5% from three. That's absolutely abysmal. He had no shot this year. The only thing in his bag was just slashing, which is fine, I guess. I just think that Con was more valuable, because Con was one of the best spacers in the league this year. Arguably the best spacer. He was fantastic. He was also doing it with Charlotte, which is, a whole thing in itself. I just think that Con provided much more value, and I think he was much better.
It's just amazing, because both are considered quote-unquote number one options on their team, especially right now with Kyrie down for injury and them not knowing the consistency of LaMelo Ball, or knowing how Brandon Miller would play, or Miles Bridges or whatever. They're both the number one option on their team. One guy got their team to the playoffs, one didn't. What's more valuable to you there?
And that's the other thing for me too, is it's that Con is the number one option with everybody healthy. But with everybody healthy, Coop is no longer the number one option, because Kyrie would have been the number one option. So as far as it's concerned to me, you even look at these teams and it's like, Con is very clearly, when everybody is healthy, the guy still. LaMelo, like you said, he has some inconsistencies, and he's obviously not as good of a spacer as Con was. Despite the amount of threes he made, he's not as good of a shooter. It's just like pure volume. And then, you've got guys like Brandon Miller, for example, that are also great pieces, but not as good as Con. Whereas with Coop, if you had a fully healthy Mavericks team, he probably wouldn't have had as good a campaign as this. So it just, to me, there's also that context to add to it. I just feel like Con has done more, and I feel like he's more consistent, more reliable, more trusted.
Yeah. My two things on the issue before we get into playoff stuff is this is why team PRA sucks, because literally by PRA this is the why Cooper won, because he's averaging more points, more rebounds, more assists, and all this kind of stuff. Cool. Impact is, I think, still outvalues PRA, because impacting wise, like we described, best arguably the best spacer in the league. I disagree about the number one option, but he averaged just about as many points as LaMelo Ball, and so on and so forth. So it's like, by definition, that should be more valuable to a team. But then,
Right.
secondly, my thing is, and I'm going to ask this to Bob Ryan for interview tomorrow, is that why is it that the voting doesn't close until after the play-in? That makes no sense to me, because play-in is supposed to be independent from both the regular season and the playoffs. So even so, it should be right when the regular season ends. The play-ins happen and then the playoffs. Play-ins are just like the NBA Cup, where it's like, okay, we know the Knicks won, but it doesn't really count because it's not even a game officially played in the NBA season. The play-in is literally the same thing. It doesn't count for the NBA season whatsoever. So we're taxing Khan. We taxed Jaime Jaquez to not win sixth man, not win Rookie of the Year. And voters are literally coming out with Bill Simmons saying that, yeah, when I watched the playing games, I saw Jaime didn't do good, so I switched my vote to Keldon Johnson. What? What? That's like asinine. Like, Bill Simmons, you're like a respected, like,
Not
at
anymore.
least, yeah, like he was like, I listen to him a lot, but this is where I disagree with him, is because it's like, I don't like the changing of the vote for the plane, because it's drastically changes opinions. Because again, if you go look at the voting, I believe Khan, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I think he lost by like 9-10 votes or something, maybe 11 first place votes. So literally maybe 6 of them were changed because of the plane, maybe 7, we don't know, but it was literally 11 voters changed their vote from Khan to Cooper Flag just because of a performance of 2 games. That's kind of nasty work to me when we've had a totality of the season. I don't know.
Yeah, he lost by 12 first place votes.
12. Okay, so maybe we already know Bill Simmons did it with Jaime. He might have done that with Khan. I don't know.
And it's like, this is why there are 2 things. Firstly, this is why voting should close right after the end of the regular season, right after that game is finished. So then voters don't get the opportunity to take playoff and play-in and whatever into account. And the other thing is, it just shows us how much voters suck across all sports. Voters suck in football. We know this. We're very aware. The MVP, like for example, the Josh Allen MVP, my goodness gracious Lord. And it's like, you look at the voters and you know they suck in there. And even like the Hall of Fame, bro, like Bill Belichick not being a first ballot.
I also would like to know. I would also like to know who the fuck voted. One person voted VJ Edgecombe for second place and Khan for third. So I want to know what idiot did that.
That's also a fair point, to be honest.
Hey, he saw that VJ Edgecombe opening night game and didn't tune in for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I was going to say, he didn't watch it. He saw the opening night and was like, that guy's my Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, just didn't change his mind. He said, fuck it.
He was on vacation for 5 months of the season after that happened.
Yeah.
And it also takes into account, like, I think you bring up a good point. It's like, whoever voted VJ for second, that could easily be a Philadelphia sports writer. That could easily have bias behind it. So, like, it's because people value what the media says, and I'm team, like, I can form my own opinion. I can see what the media is saying. I can agree to a certain extent, but I'll weigh off, and because I have access to analytics, I can form my own stuff and base it off of that, be able to break down stuff, while most of the media members who clearly for this season specifically went to football from November to February and then came back in March and now having these opinions compared to a lot of other people. I know what's fucking happening more than most of the media members, and people use the media members as like gospel. That's just wrong. I just can't get away with that.
Well, and to be clear as well, because there's also the other problem, because I mentioned the NFL also being terrible, there is overlap, because you mentioned this too, between some people who vote for both the NFL awards and the NBA awards. And that's probably another reason why it sucks so much, is because a lot of people who don't know what they're doing are able to vote on both. And like you said, Jules, a lot of these people, and of course, like I'll even, like, for example, I'm a football guy, so when football's on, that's where my attention is. If you are a voter, you should have to watch both religiously because you need to know exactly what is going on in both
Shouldn't be
sports.
allowed to vote for both.
I agree. I think that you should
I
have
agree.
to prioritize. You should have to say either I am an NFL guy first, and that's where I'm voting, or an NBA guy. Because when you have some crossover, and this happens with some of the big journals, the ESPN, for example, The Athletic, USA Today, stuff like that, their big reporters get access to both. It ends in this stuff where you just have absolute garbage.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Is there anything else you want to rant about, Justin, before we get into the playoffs?
There's a lot of stuff I want to rant about, but let's just get into. I mean, sure. Let's just. I'll kick it with something I started with last week. We can go right into one series that shouldn't be giving a franchise hope because you're still pretenders. You're playing an injured team. The LA Lakers are playing Houston in the first round. What do you fucking do? You've played KD at half of KD capacity for one game of the three you've played. What do we like? Why are Laker fans this way, bro? Oh my God, he's the GOAT. He's back. He's this. He's that, bro. He's not fucking Voldemort. He's not back. He's been there the whole time. He's been a third option. Oh no, 41-year-old LeBron James has to do something against I'm going to say it, probably the sorriest fucking team in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Without KD, Houston is a sorry-ass fucking team. And if you don't agree, you're not watching the game. They have nobody to facilitate their offense. They have no scoring because Sengun, I don't know what happened to him in this last year. Sengun blows. They have Amen Thompson, who's just a freak of nature, who's athletic as shit and plays maybe average to above average defense because of athletic freak of nature. But he's not a good shooter. He barely is a good slasher right now because nobody's facilitating him the ball. So, Laker fans, I really want you to continue to get your hopes up playing this injured team without their star. Because when you go into the next round, after winning this series 4-0, you're getting 4-0. It's not even...
Well, and that was there's like so many things because Lakers fans are so delusional on this LeBron series. Like, so you look at like game 2 and onwards, right? In game 2, everybody was like, "Oh, LeBron, what a game! 28, 8, and 7." Let's just ignore the fact that he went 8 of 20 from the field because he could not hit a shot to save his life. And then in game 3, which was like another one where they glazed him super hard because 29, 13, and 6 PRA, wow. And they were like, and he hit the shot to send them to overtime, yeah. But why did they need a shot to send them into overtime? Was it because in the last minute of the game, because LeBron missed a shot, didn't get back on defense, and then turned the ball over not once but twice? Did that also happen? That might have been the reason why they needed that? Yeah, probably. And then in game 4, LeBron gives you a fat 10 points on 2 of 9.
2 for 9 shooting and 8 turnovers. He's so good. He's back. He's back.
Yeah, thanks, LeGoat. Appreciate it.
Known third option, LeBron James. He's back.
Real GOAT behavior right there. Thank you, LeGoat. Appreciate it. Give me a break, bro. Like, please. Can we not? Like, the narrative.
Cool. Here's the thing, and it could just be me, and I'll give them credit where credit's due. Oh, well, he's 41 years old. He played 3 good games. You can't expect him to play every game perfectly. Actually, the way you motherfucking bronzexuals talk about him, you'd think that this man went out there and dropped a 40-point triple-double every fucking night of every game he's ever played in his whole career.
And real quick, I just realized something. It didn't even clock to me in my brain. LeBron had 8 turnovers in back-to-back games.
Yep.
He did it in game 3 and in game 4.
Yep.
He had 16 turnovers in 2 nights.
Well, that's what I wanted to highlight is that, like, I'm the Braun guy here, right? Because we talk about all-time stuff. They both have Jordan. I'm LeBron, right? But, like, I'm not even glazing this fucking performance because I'm perfectly understood where, like, I all of us, when you look at our predictions, we had Houston winning in 5 because even without KD, they still have the offensive rebounding prowess. They have the athleticism. They can turn you over and all this kind of stuff. The only thing is they're checking every box except putting the fucking ball in the basket. I shit you not. I've never seen a rebound disparity, offensive rebound disparity, mind you. The Houston Rockets, I believe it was game 2, had 21 offensive rebounds to 3, and they still lost by double digits. Like,
Yep.
it's asinine. Houston Rockets fans, you should be like just like Lakers fans. My notorious quote: when Lakers fans start losing, they get in the closet. Houston Rockets fans, you should get in the fucking closet way farther than they are, because this is fucking embarrassing.
Absolutely not. No, they should come out of the closet. They should act like what Steve. I don't know if you guys saw what Stephen A. posted about the whole Knicks series. If the Knicks lose their series, heads will roll, and it's not just front office; it's players too. If I'm Houston fans, I'm in the same boat. If y'all don't win this fucking series after what the hell is gone, everyone's gone. Everyone.
Yeah. And to be clear, by the way, that includes Mr. Franchise, Alperen Şengün. What the fuck are you?
No, yeah, because again, doing analytics and stuff, I think the best player on the Rockets this series, we just talked about him, is Amen Thompson. Because in the times that he is literally off the court, they're losing by like a minus 30. He's literally the reason why they're within a 4 or 5 possession battle throughout these series, these games in the series, is because Amen Thompson has had to do basically everything, because Şengün can't finish. He can't shoot the 3 well. He's not being able to facilitate because he thinks that he's a low post player. Yeah. When he's just not that. He's just not that. He doesn't guard his position well. Like, all this kind of stuff. So it's like, and then fucking Reed Sheppard. Reed Sheppard becomes the smallest man in NBA history, smaller than Muggsy Bogues, as soon as he gets in within the arc, because he can't look over the defense. He turns over the ball. The only value that Reed Sheppard has is 3-point shooting, which he had really, really good last game. I believe he was like 5 and 9 from 3 or something like that. But when literally, and I mean literally, nobody else can shoot, the Lakers, that compromised ass defense, can go and just hard close out on Reed, because Amen's not shooting, Şengün can't shoot, fucking Josh Okogie can't shoot. This is awful. Awful.
Well, dude, and there's that steal that the Lakers get, because Reed Sheppard is dribbling the ball up the court and LeBron is hunting him, and Reed Sheppard looks like a deer. He looks like a deer in the headlights. He's just like panicking.
He's scared. Because he's thrown in this position because KD is basically, you can say he's ducking, or like, I think that game 1 he had a legitimate injury when he bumped his knee into whoever teammate it was. Right. I think he was. Now the fact that he missed multiple games, now I think it's just like he doesn't want to be part of this fucking team anymore.
He's done.
Because
he's done.
Yeah, because reports came out saying that the teammates have tried to reach out for him, and no one knows where the fuck he is. He's pulling a Dennis Rodman. He could be with fucking Carmen Electra in Vegas right now. We don't know.
Listen, it's birds of a feather flock together. Him and James Harden, bro, teammates for life, and they're the same person. They'll leave anytime something gets rough. Every single time.
And again, like, I'll give grace to the Lakers, because we were like kind of shitting on them. Is that I think the role players stepped up. Marcus Smart having an out-of-body experience. Luke Kennard having an out-of-body experience.
Rui Hachimura?
Dominating in game 4. No, regardless. Hold on. I know what you're going to say. Regardless of what happened, they still lost the game because DeAndre Ayton was, I think, the best player on the court. They still lost. And then they had to nerf him because he had the elbow on Şengün and he got thrown out, which I think was a weak call personally. But, like, regardless, DeAndre Ayton even gave you one good game. Just one. And it's like, good for you. Good for y'all. But have the same energy.
If the best player on the floor, you should lose the game.
Facts. Now, keep this, and I crashed out on the live for this because I was just surrounded by Lakers fans. Have this same energy with OKC. Because you guys were the same fan base that were saying Luka deserves the MVP. He's better than SGA. The Lakers are better than OKC. And then get fucking smacked by 40 plus multiple games against OKC this year. Have the same energy.
I've been seeing Lakers fans literally, I'm not even joking, say, we want OKC, bring us OKC. Yeah, bro, you're not going to want what that entails. You keep that same energy. You please, when Shea puts up his first 30 bomb on you, keep that same energy.
Why are we discrediting my Suns already?
Do you want to talk about this series? Do you want to talk about this one?
Not really. I'm watching it right now, and we're not even getting calls on our own home floor, so that's pretty impressive.
I mean, if you want to, my only comments about this series is the bullshit refs. What's his name? Jameson Williams. Coming out and giving that bullshit tech to Devin Booker and the Devin Booker comments, which I agree with, and then Jameson Williams then refed Portland and San Antonio. The same exact thing happened with Danny Advia and De'Aaron Fox, and they overturned the call and called it as an offensive foul compared to a defensive foul when Devin Booker was doing it. Like, some fucking respect, dude. Yeah. Like, that is, like, it's so hard for a team to both battle against the refs and a really good team. And if if the Phoenix Suns can't even get calls on their home court, it's chalk. I'm sorry.
Dude, bro, OKC has the same... In college basketball, there's a phenomenon called the Duke whistle, which is that Duke gets the whistle when they need it. They don't get it every time, but they get it when they need it. Whenever there's about to be a momentum shift, boom, there's a whistle against the team that Duke is playing every time. OKC has the same thing. They've got the Duke whistle. Whenever they need one, they get one. Every single time. And it's just like it's so blatant because OKC fans will be super annoying about it. The same thing as Duke fans, and they'll say, "Well, if you look at our total free throw numbers, it's clearly actually not that bad." That is not what the Duke whistle is. What it is that when you need it is when you will get it every time during a game, and that is the difference. You can say what you want about the free throws or whatever, and I think Jules, you put up the graph in the chat earlier where it showed that SGA has one of the best discrepancies of when he drives and when he gets the foul call. It's one of the best in the league because they have that whistle.
Yeah, and it sucks because again. I think because no one's going to talk about that game one with SGA, but since then he's definitely stepped up. But it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Like you said, it's the Duke whistle. It's like they could go and play physical defense against you, but you can't do the same to them. And it's very frustrating because OKC fans don't see that, and there's it's Cope. Oh, it's Cope. Are we dead ass if we're seeing the head ref call the same exact thing, but it get overturned in a different game in a completely different series? Then what are we on? That's blatant enough for me.
It is literally word for word the exact same thing with Duke fans. Oh, it's Cope. It's just Cope. It's Cope because you can't win, and it's it's kind of hard, man. It's kind of hard where every time you try to do anything ever, you get a whistle called against you.
It's frustrating.
And like I said, we're literally playing the defending champions. Arguably, right now, the only team that actually looks like they belong winning a championship in the playoffs this year. And we can't get any, it's still stacked against us. Hey, we showed up as an 8 seed where we definitely shouldn't have been after the way we played against Portland. We shouldn't have been playing them. But now we have no calls, no help, no nothing. If you're the NBA, just say that you didn't want the Suns to have a chance. That's obviously we weren't going to win the series, but if you didn't want Phoenix back there, just say it.
And the Thunder are their golden boy. That's the that's the Thunder. They're the golden boy.
It's frustrating. Justin, I'm really, I feel really sorry because it's just fucking blatant. It's blatant.
Yep, it's bad.
It's bad.
I will say the good thing I'm seeing out of this series is I'm starting to come around to Jalen Green a little more. His shot diet's still garbage. His playmaking's still garbage, but he's a certifiable player. But I think, and this is just future speak for me, because when we get eliminated tonight, when this game is over, if we don't find a way to go get a point guard to put Devin Booker back at the 2, there's no hope for this franchise because Devin Booker doesn't have the ability to do what an Anthony Edwards or a Shea does. He doesn't have the explosivity to create his own the way he does. Devin Booker's a great off-ball player. Devin Booker moves through defense as well, and he creates his own shot off of one dribble, not off of breaking down or setting up an offense. So if I'm the Phoenix Suns, if I can't go get him a guard in the offseason, you might as well just trade him because you're not doing any favors to help him.
Well, and it kind of sucks, because like I think he does have value. Again, like I completely understand about the shot diet stuff, but like Jalen Green does have value because he's had at least a decent sample size in the regular season. He obviously had the play-in games and stuff like that, to where it's like, okay, you know, an aggressive guard who shoots the ball a lot. He's not the greatest defender, but you can mold around that, right? So if you want to trade him, you can easily get value to go and get help.
I'm saying if they don't do it, trade Booker because they need a point guard to set up an offense, because I'm at the point where Gillespie's a phenomenal shooter. He's not a point guard. Grayson Allen's a phenomenal shooter, not a point guard. Somebody needs to be able to set this offense up where Devin Booker isn't the one running the point.
I would agree, but I don't know if anybody's taking that contract extension now. I think you might be stuck with him.
Then make the right moves.
Go get James Harden.
Go get John Morant. Fuck it.
Don't get John Morant.
I've seen the speculation on it, but here's the thing: I don't need John Morant, Jalen Green, and Devin Booker. That's 3 ball dominant guards. I need someone that can pass. I need Mike Conley 10 years ago. That's what I need.
Yeah. 10 years ago, Mike Conley. Word. Well, we're about to get Mike Conley as the starting point guard.
We can go right into that series with Mike Conley minutes.
That shit hurts so much. I'm going to be honest. I was out with my buddies. We were at a tournament this weekend, and we were watching the game. And we're sitting there, and first minute, Dante tears the Achilles. And I'm like, damn, that sucks. Like, they didn't even have to freeze frame it. From the regular video they were showing, you could see his Achilles roll up his leg. Like, it was disgusting. And then,
it was bad.
Not even 15 minutes later, Ant's knee goes the other way, and fuck, man. Like, I'm not saying that Minnesota has any shot to win a championship at full boat, but they sure as hell have enough to dethrone whatever the fuck is going on in Denver right now, because I don't know what happened to Denver, but Jokic's players around him cannot hit shots. Like, they just, it's amazing to watch. Jokic is doing all his playmaking shit, battling through this injury, and his team around him just can't put the ball in the basket. They're getting out offensive rebounded by Minnesota head and shoulders. Like, the amount of second chance points that Minnesota has through these games is unbelievable. I don't know what happened to Denver. We were looking at, damn, which 2 of the big 3 are going to play against each other in the second round to get to an Eastern Conference final to get to the other. What's going to happen? Now it's like Denver just looks like a shell of Denver. It is hard to watch Denver play, especially when Minnesota is clicking fucking, of all people, certified playoff dropper Julius Randle is making your team look bitch-made, dude. Like, he is literally, it is the ugliest but most effective offense ever. He takes 2 dribbles, spins hard and out of control, and puts a ball up, and you guys have to hack him because you can't stop him. It's I don't know what happened to Denver. It's hard to watch Denver play this series.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the main like conversations about this fucking series is now because Jokic has been such a great enforcing offensive player.
We really have to talk about how shitty these fucking, like, I can't I don't even want to hear it. I understand we have to, but like, this whole Jokic narrative that's being created off of 4 games is just asinine out of the NBA community. This is some dumb shit right now. Like,
it's so bad.
You're trying to discredit literally the best player we've seen since 2012, 2013 LeBron. Like, what are we doing?
So I made a whole video on this, and this is some of the dumbest. This is one of the dumbest narratives that I think I've ever seen. If you go through these games, game 1, no one criticizes Jokic for because he objectively had a good game, 25, 13, and 11 on 11 of 19 splits, like completely fine. And by the way, keep in mind, this is with his quote unquote Robin, Mr. Playoff Riser, going 7 of 22. Jamal Murray, yeah, thanks for that. Christian Braun giving you 4 of 10, garbage shooting. Cameron Johnson giving you 5 of 12, that's below average. Tim Hardaway giving you 2 of 6. No one can shoot for anything. They still find a way to win because Jokic is Jokic. Game 2, Jokic is trying and failing to carry the team. He goes 8 of 20, which I will grant is not ideal splits, and his 3-point shooting is definitely fallen off because he's still dealing with a nagging injury. But, that being said, you also are looking to guys like Aaron Gordon because he's hurt, so he's got that going on. He can't provide the offense he typically does. He goes 3 of 9. And there's not much help around him. Jamal Murray has a good game, though. I would actually probably make the argument game 2 is Jokic's worst game of the series, and even that isn't that bad. The reason why I say that is because there's way too much that is being put on him for 3 and 4. In game 3, Jokic does go 7 of 26. It's a horrible shooting performance, no question. The problem is he has 3 assists, and the reason why is because no one can hit anything. Jamal Murray goes 5 of 17. Where's the playoff rising? I thought Jamal Murray was an All-NBA caliber guard this year. Where is the playoff rising? I was told he's a playoff riser. I don't see it. Christian Braun, 0 of 4. Where were you at? I couldn't find you. Tim Hardaway off the bench, 3 of 8. Yikes. Strother, 2 of 7. Yikes. He's got 0 help. And then in game 4, you see something a little similar in that Jamal Murray does give you 30 on 10 of 25. His splits are just not good basically the whole series. Jokic shoots a little better, still not great, but he's trying his best because no one else can shoot. Aaron Gordon, again, is playing hurt, so he goes 4 of 11. Tim Hardaway, thanks for your help as the 6th man, 3 of 10. Appreciate it. Bruce Brown, 3 of 7. There is 0 context that is being provided on this entire series. All people want to do is try to cast aspersions on Jokic and ignore the fact basketball is not a 1v5 game. When Michael Jordan drops against Gary Payton and the Supersonics, that's not a problem to anybody. When LeBron in 2011 does his thing, no problems. They're both top 2 all time, undisputed, right? But God forbid, Jokic has 1 drop against a top 10 defensive player in NBA history when the rest of his team is either hurt or bad, and it's all his fault. It is such a stupid and lazy narrative. It's inconsistent.
It's just amazing to me that we're seeing one of the better first rounds on an all-around level, and basketball discourse is just making this unwatchable. Like, I'm paying attention to literally every game in a playoff series for the first time in a long time. And then I go on TikTok, I go on Twitter, I go on Reddit, and I hear all this shit and see all this shit. And it's like, you people cannot just turn basketball on in the playoffs and create these narratives because you're not watching everything happen. You're not also understanding what's happened. Like, this is a league trying to appeal to casuals, just like the MLB did. Don't do it, because it didn't work for the MLB. Shortening your games, changing your rules, doing all these things didn't bring in more fans. You trying to do all these things and create these narratives to try to paint, oh, well, this guy really isn't who you say he is. It's not going to draw in fans. It's not going to get you more clicks. It's not this. People are just going to look at you like you're stupid. Like, it's our community that is ruining basketball. Like, that's. And just
to be clear, by the way, for people who are saying this, no, Jokic should not be traded. Please, can we please stop?
Yeah. My thing on it before I go on my second point is that, like, Jokic is definitely having one of his worst series of his career, and that's completely fine. But it's the playoff dropping argument that when a certain person on Player's Choice put this on frame, and a lot of people listen to Player's Choice, we had to correct that guy. He then rescinded this take about him being a playoff dropper. The only thing you have to adjust is like adjusted offensive rating per series, per like playoff run. It's still all net positives. But regardless of the Jokic like conversation, this is what I've been like for Rudy Gobert PR, all-time high now. All-time high for the, and I want to get this off. For the people that I talk to on TikTok saying that, oh, Rudy Gobert's really not a good defender, like he didn't deserve his depoys. Go look at what he's doing to a 3-time MVP, motherfuckers. Rudy Gobert has been phenomenal. And this is why I get, like I said, PRA isn't like, I can't go by PRA because I believe a person in this series, I had to pull this up, who's giving you 8 points and 11 rebounds and basically 2.5 stocks a game is by far and large the best player in this series, the most impactful player in this series, a guy who's not even giving you 10 and 10. Rudy Gobert is completely shutting off the valves for Jokic, where Jokic, and we were talking about this right before we started recording, Jokic's best trait is demanding a double team. Demanding. And if Rudy Gobert doesn't need somebody else to go and help him, and he's handling Jokic, Jokic can't go and play make. He can't go score as a non-restricted like floaters that he's been revolutionary in. And so if you're demanding Jokic to go and step up against somebody who has the same body and play type as you did, we saw similar to what Zubac did last year against the Clippers, to where, okay, now Jokic is somewhat nullified, but now he's just completely taken out. And I understand the conversation about Jokic, because people put him as like the best player in the world and all this kind of stuff. And like, oh, is he the best player if he's having like this? Sure. But there's no context being in this like realm where it's like when you're playing against a definitive top 10 defensive player of all time, there's going to be a drop. Just like when Draymond Green comes out and is able to shut the valve on these really good offensive players. Yeah, all of their stats really drop against somebody who's 6'6". Now, Rudy's not 6'6". He's 7'1", like 270. He plays his position really well. But add the context before just being fucking dumb in this conversation. Like, that's just my thing. It's like, I'm not even a Jokic Glazer. I don't have him as the best player in the world. But there's context to it. Let's use our eyes because everybody's seeing it. But everybody just wants to be loud and just, it's irritating. That's why, like, I can't even talk about this series anymore because, one, Wolves fans suck. They're getting just absolutely fucking obnoxious about this because the Timberwolves stole the Denver Nuggets executive and just built a team to go and to play against Jokic, just like Don Nelson did with the Warriors in 07. Again, with the We Believe Warriors with Dirk. So I'm completely done with this fucking series. Get this out. I don't care. Minnesota's going to win the series, and then they're going to get obliterated by. Do we want to talk about the next Western Conference series at all? You want to talk about San Antonio and Denny Avdia?
I mean, we can. You can continue to rant about whatever the hell is going on in that series because I don't understand where Portland even like. I have no words for that series to begin with.
Hey, Scoot Henderson fucking coming from 31 points to Tony Snell numbers. 0, 0, 0, and 1.
Portland's inconsistency in this series is just asinine to me.
Well, it's because
you compete one night and the next night you get blown out by 20 and then I don't get it. I'm confused.
Well, in games 2 and 3, Denny Avdia just like drops off a cliff, especially game 3. I think
But remember, it was promised to. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This promised 3,000. Shut your fucking mouth. I'm so over it. You know what you were promised 3,000 years ago? Congratulations, you're making a shit ton of money to support your family. You ain't winning a fucking championship in Portland, I'll tell you that much.
Well, and hey, listen, you know, there's another thing too here, which is Victor Wembanyama, Luke Cornett doesn't matter because when Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper decide that they want to put up 60 combined, I guess that they can do that. So, even with Wemby gone, they just decided to rise to the occasion.
And look, because I'm the Spurs fan, I'll talk about it. Is that when Wemby came back, there was times where he was put in isolation and he didn't look comfortable. So Mitch decided to run a whole bunch of like curls and flares, just like they were doing in the regular season. And because of like the physical wings of Portland, I didn't think it was going to work. Dog, I've never seen Wemby be able to get like open lane dunks as more often ever in this whole year. Like, I think he had like 7 or 8 free, easy open layup dunks, open layup lines for him. I think this series is over. I will say, hey, Scoot, really good first 2 games. Since then, you talk shit to Dylan Harper. You haven't done dick else. Like, you completely put Dylan Harper's confidence at an all-time high. Shout out to Aaron Fox. Yesterday too, he showed up in the fourth quarter. I don't think that's going to be consistent. However, I love De'Aaron Fox, but just him in the clutch this year hasn't been great, so I'm worried about that. But yeah, I think San Antonio is just better. They're just better. And I've never seen a team in Portland be up 20 at halftime, have that 20 points erased within 7 minutes of the third quarter, and then lose by 20 by the fourth. Like, that's when I talk about impact. Victor Wembanyama. That is insane. Anyway.
Well, and on that same game, I just want to give a shout out to Wemby because having a triple-double where you have points, rebounds, and stocks is stupid. 7 blocks and 4 steals in a game. Are we for real, bro? Like,
first person since Hakeem Olajuwon to do it.
And you know, it's funny because like the most viral clip about Wemby was an ESPN analyst saying that if Wemby was Hakeem, he wouldn't have breached his ceiling. And you know, every day it gets closer to being the case. So Wemby's potential is just so insane, and this isn't even like close to the best we're going to see of Wemby. He's going to get better and better until he hits his prime, and it's just unbelievable.
Yep. Do we want to make our way to the East now?
Sure, we can talk about how Detroit just lost again.
Yep. They just lost, and now they're down 3-1 against the Orlando Magic.
Keep in mind, by the way, they lost with Paolo Banchero shooting 4 of 18.
They're going to join the ranks of the Bulls, the Bucks. They're going to join that collection of, 7 or 8 teams that have been upset in the first round by an 8 seed.
Mm-hmm.
It's so embarrassing because this game was like one of the worst shooting performances I've ever seen from both teams. Like Cade's going.
Yeah, I know.
Like Cade's going 7 of 23, Tobias Harris going 8 of 17, Sarr's going 2 of 8, Duncan's going 2 of 8, and on the other end, Jalen Suggs went 1 of 13, Paolo Banchero went 4 of 18. Like, I guess just everybody collectively decided let's just not shoot and see what happens.
I think Franz had a decent game.
Because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he went 7 of 15, solid.
This for me is the first time in a long time where I've seen an NBA game with neither team reaching triple digits. That's pretty impressive.
I don't think either team wanted to win. It was just competition on who could throw harder.
And I want to make this like very, very clear when we start off this conversation. When we were talking about Cade and we got a whole bunch of hate on that one specific plate, that Cade is a heavily offensively flawed player. This is exactly what we were talking about.
Yep.
Is that Cade is like a good, really good scorer. He's inefficient at the rim, inefficient from 3. This is what we were talking about. My thing is
so much trash from about that clip. So much.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about. Is that like I'm not even like in comparatively to like Retro, because Retro you talk about his like shooting efficiencies a lot. I don't necessarily care about that. I care more about the fucking turnovers. This is now 3 games in a row. You had 7 turnovers, 9 turnovers. Now you have 8 turnovers following this game. Is that you need to be so much better at interior playmaking and make these reads. Now I talk about the spacing a lot, but then this goes into my next point. Jalen fucking Duren. Jalen Duren. Let's have a chat, buddy. Let's have a chat, Mr. We finally get over double digits this game. Congratulations. Dog, you're getting bitched by Wendell Carter Jr. The Angel Reese Bowl is real. I made this equivalency. Is that you ever, like, this is a serious question. You guys ever watch those, like, corny 80s movies where it's, like, the nerd and the bully and, like, the grease jacket and the bully's just, like, beating the shit out of the nerd, but then some nerd gets, like, some superpower and ends up just, like, beating the shit out of the bully? Wendell Carter Jr. is the nerd in this situation. Yeah. Jalen Duren's the bully. I've never seen somebody just be completely nullified in this series because of how hard the Magic how hard the Magic are just selling out on a Jalen Duren, Cade PNR. It is obnoxious. Suggs is coming down. Paulo's coming down. Wendell Carter Jr. is playing fantastic defensively against him. Jalen Duren has no fucking bag whatsoever. None. He has a little cute little push cross. Can't do shit else. Jalen Duren.
And by the way, before Pistons fans get super mad at Jules for this, keep in mind, not only is Jules literally wearing a Detroit jersey right now, he also has been like the biggest Jalen Duren guy.
He's been sucking his dick all year. Pause.
Yeah,
but
literally.
So this is just Jules making it a fair criticism. Jules was like the number one guy on that. Jalen Duren is having a great year this year. All that stuff, very true.
He made my All-NBA second team. I was pushing this shit.
And it's also true that in the playoffs, this guy has been getting absolutely put in a box. And that's the thing. We talked about this early on. We said that the key for the Magic to win this series are to basically deal with all of the weapons, especially Jalen Duren, and force Cade Cunningham to either score 50 a game or for them to lose. And that's what they're doing.
Yeah, it's obnoxious because again, I thought that this Detroit team would be able to overcome the Cade inefficiencies from his scoring because that defense is real. Asar Thompson, such a great on-ball pressuring guard. He's giving you a whole bunch of blocks at the rim today. He's such a special defensive player in this league. I love his motor, and we talked about it early on this on our podcast that I think Asar is probably a better defender than his brother Amen. I think his point blank period, it's a clear now. But even so, it's like, again, Cade needs to just turn back the fucking turnovers. Because if you're not giving up a whole bunch of live ball turnovers and just living in the half court in this Paulo, Franz, Desmond Bane Magic team getting out in transition, you're not going to win fucking games. You can't do anything against this Magic team. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It sucks. You won 60 games for nothing.
It's just against this Magic team. It's like they were playing so well during the regular season. I want to know what flipped in Cade Cunningham. When did the playmaking stop and this shot diet get worse? Like, you were head and shoulders probably the best point guard for PRA. Just, we hate PRA here. Let's be real. We all do. But, like, you were the best PRA point guard because you were doing everything. You were making it. Everything was so much more fluent when you were a playmaker, when you were doing this. Now you're shooting 30 shots a game, shooting terrible efficiency. Your assist numbers have gone down. I just don't know what happened. It's like as soon as they started losing games when Cade got hurt the first time, they forgot how to play basketball because they were the number one seed, and it was a convincing number one seed from, game 12 of the season?
Yeah,
and then
basically
up until once the 60 game mark rolled around, it's like they were a completely different team and nobody knew what happened. And then lo and behold, Tatum comes back and Boston looks like, well, Boston of the past. So it's like,
do we want to?
We can get to that in a second, but it's like,
yeah,
I don't understand what changed. Duren is less physical, less aggressive. There's less hustle. He's not doing his thing. Cade isn't playmaking as well. And I'm confused as to what's going on in Detroit. Something had to have happened.
I think they're just playing scared because they're young. I think they're just scared.
Yeah, and before we do move on, because I want to get this off my chest as well, is that people are going to come out and say when the Magic probably win the series now is like, well, the Magic have more playoff experience than this Detroit Pistons team. It's like, that's what I was going to say. By what, a year? And even if you say that, cool. Like, the Magic were hurt most of the year, so you can add context just to be fair. Yep. But this Magic team was the past 2 years. I was a closeted Magic fan because that defense was just so nasty and so physical, just like this Detroit Pistons team for the past 2 years. So now it's playoff time. They're basically all healthy again, and now they're leaning back on their physicality and all this kind of stuff, which is awesome, fantastic. But I'm not going to sit here and be like the offense of the Magic where it's going to be the placeholder to beat this Pistons team. Absolutely not. Because Paulo has sucked. Franzo has been hurt. Their best player throughout this whole year was Desmond fucking Bain, who they traded 4 first-round picks for a shooter. Like, come on.
Not to mention both of these teams have significantly gotten worse and have both put up way less of a showing than they did last year when they both played tougher teams in the first round. Granted, they both lost. They have put up significantly worse showings against each other than they did, what was it? The Pistons gave the Knicks the series, and then Paolo kind of made Boston actually work to win that series. So it's like both of these teams have regressed in my eyes, and it's hard to say that when Detroit played so well during the regular season. But as we just talked about the voters as a what have you done for me lately thing, but sometimes I guess, especially now, you have to evaluate lately you guys have not been the same team. And
dude, it's if I were a Pistons fan and I saw Paolo Banchero go 4 of 18 and we still lose, I would be so furious. Like,
and
nuts.
And again, another thing is that what I was able to see in this game is that Franz is basically asking for like a screen to get Cade on as a POA, and Cade has been a really above average defensively for his position because of he's 6'6", the other number, and basically being able to play his position defensively really well, and Franz is just eating him on every single drive. Just like he looks so comfortable against Cade, because Franz is like a comfortable 6'10". He's probably around 225, 230. So the fact that he is just eating Cade alive and no one's being able to go and shrink the floor and help on Cade kind of sucks. But those are my last thoughts on it. But if we want to move on to Boston versus Philly, we want Boston. We can talk about that.
Yeah, sure, gladly. We can move on to that. First of all, again, the 76ers. I really have no notes on this. Boston is playing Boston basketball. They're head and shoulders the best team in the East, and they're proving it. Philadelphia, we've been saying this for a month and a half, 2 months now. You're never going to be successful as long as you think Joel Embiid is your number one option. It's just not going to work. Move on from it. My buddy called me today because he knew we were filming, and he goes, I really hope that you don't talk about the 76ers because he's a big Sixers fan. He was a huge Ben Simmons stan. He really thought he was going to be the next great thing. He's like, I can't even fucking watch this. My team is embarrassing. The other night I turned the game off in the third quarter because of how embarrassing this is. I don't even want to be a Sixers fan anymore because of it, but I'm not going to switch teams because I'm not that person. And I can't disagree with him by any means. What Philly is doing in the playoffs is fucking embarrassing. I don't understand. Their defensive schemes are so fucking flawed. They want to try and scheme. Oh, they have 2 players that just love to work a PNR and dribble drive. So what are we going to do? We're going to absolutely collapse all 5 defenders and leave their shooters open. Motherfucker, you act like these guys can't shoot. You're making Peyton Pritchard look like a phenomenal third option in the NBA right now. Peyton Pritchard is the reason that they are getting killed right now. It's not Tatum. It's not Brown. It's how often Peyton Pritchard is wide open getting threes. It is unbelievable.
Well, and you look at like the only game that the Sixers won in this series, and I think it was game two that they won. You look at that game, and it's like the only reason why the Celtics lose is because Tatum kind of goes on like a drop because he's coming off of injury, so you can't like think he's going to be fully consistent. He's only shooting 8 of 19.
Why can't we do it with Tatum if everyone else wants to do it with Jokic?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing.
Why not? Why can't we talk about it?
See, that's the thing is, and no one will give Jokic that grace. They'll give it to Tatum, though. Jaylen Brown, by the way, has 36 that night. Not enough to carry them to the win, but he still, scores almost double to what Tatum does. But outside of that game, and also in that game, Peyton Pritchard goes 2 of 8 to Justin's point because, he's just not playing great. But outside of that, you have the Celtics. They're just so much better. They are so much better of a team. And I think I'm pretty sure in the last two that Jaylen Brown and Tatum have combined for 50 each of those games. The 76ers don't have an answer for him. Like there's just nothing they can do. And then that's kind of the problem is when those two are healthy and on the court and playing well at the same time, and especially now that Jaylen Brown is more confident in his scoring and he's playing it at a higher level than he was before, this is just going to be a very hard team for any team in the East to deal with. And I think that's just the biggest problem. And you know, you've got guys that are looking very solid on the defensive end too. Guys like Kata, who are kind of like a huge thing for the Celtics this year that helped with that defensive impact. I just feel like the 76ers just stand no chance. They just never had. There's nothing that they can do, unfortunately. And I also think that another thing is that as far as the 76ers are concerned, I'm a little worried about Tyrese Maxey because I don't know if his shot diet is where they need it to be for him to take over as like the future star. I almost think VJ Edgecombe has a better like case given time to be the future guy on the 76ers. I don't know if I trust Maxey.
A few things to dissect. I like the Peyton Pritchard point, Justin, that you said. I do somewhat agree because he's just a really good 3-point shooter. When he gets hot, it's like a Kyle Korver like
right.
check.
Yes,
it's fantastic. Shout out to Peyton Pritchard. I disagree with the Tatum stuff because even though Tatum I've talked about it before, is that like Tatum's not going to be the most efficient guy, and I do understand like that. I just think that's a bit of a drag, but he's arguably their best rebounder. He's definitely their best playmaker. He's arguably one of their best, if not the best defender on that team. And he's just elevating that kind of stuff. And Jaylen Brown is now being elevated because so much of pressure is putting onto Tatum and all this kind of stuff. So their dynamic together is just like fantastic, right?
Right. Yes. Yes.
With the Sixers point and what we were talking about is that like when Embiid came back, and everybody was just like, oh my God, Embiid's back. Oh my God. Is that I wasn't surprised that they fucking lost because we talked about this throughout the year with the Sixers, is that Embiid stagnates their offense. Yeah, he can give you 26 to 30 points, whatever, on decent efficiency. But because of his like heavy mid-range shot diet and because he has no knees, he's not mobile. He sits in this deep drop defensively to where any team is just going to beat their ass defensively. Just awful. It's awful. The one thing I do want to note, talking about the VJ and Tyrese point, is that Tyrese is definitely right now the best player, but I had this take before. I think VJ just has a higher ceiling because I think he's way better defensively. I think he's way more athletic. He's definitely taller. And he just has more of the intangibles, like both offensively and defensively that I like out of a slashing guard. Now, Tyrese, I call him the Harden clone because he just relies on heavy step-back threes and getting to the rim. He has a decent floater, just like James Harden does. But Maxey, I just don't think is able to carry the load offensively. And this is no discredit to Maxey because Maxey's cool. Yeah. Before you go, Retro, is that, you know what's funny? Because this might be a hot take. You know who I actually think is the best player in this series and no one's talking about him? It's Paul George.
Yeah.
Paul George, I think defensively. Because Paul George, I had to pull it up. He's not getting as many attempts, I think, because he's basically like the third option right now. But defensively, he's actually done a really good job against Jaylen Brown. He's done a really good job against Tatum to where he's causing a decent amount of turnovers and that kind of stuff. But Paul George right now giving you almost 50, 60, 75 splits on it's limited volume, but it's like 50, 60, 75 for number three option. He's carrying his weight. Return of the Mac, Paul George is playing fantastic. It's just that I would say go get him involved. Go let him do something because he's clearly showing value. So do something. I don't know. But Retro, you can go. My bad.
Oh, I was just gonna say, just to be clear, because I didn't want anybody to think that I think badly of Tatum in the series. I think Tatum has played great. Like outside of that one game against Philly, either in I think it was game 2 that we said. Outside of that, I think he's played great. Like, he's been fantastic. I don't have any criticisms honestly outside of that.
Yeah, it's just the inefficiencies, which is fine.
Right, like you said, my thing is I'm honestly even okay with a little bit of inefficiency if you're also going to be the best playmaker on my team and arguably the best rebounder. Then fine, yeah. I mean, you can have a little bit of inconsistency if you're doing that. So yeah, I don't really have a problem with it. I said before, I think that the way the Celtics should operate is that Jaylen Brown should be the one taking the most shots, and then Tatum should be doing everything else. So Tatum will take the second most shots, and then also play make, also rebound. When they have that as their way of playing, I think that's when they're at their most dangerous. And I think right now the Celtics are peaking at a good time.
It's fair. Any other notes before we get into the fraud Knicks? Because I can't wait to talk about this.
Oh, I wanted to skip over that. I wanted to go into my hero series.
Okay. Let's go to the hero series. By all means.
My hero, James Harden, proving me right, having 20 turnovers in the last 3 games. Oh, man. Come on, Toronto. Make me a prophet. Oh, my God. Also, if anyone has seen it, it's probably the funniest thing on the internet right now. Somebody combined Donovan Mitchell and Drewski because of how sluggish Mitchell has looked in these last 3 games, and it might just be one of the funniest things I've seen. Everyone talking about Cleveland being Eastern Conference final bound and this, that, and the other, but they're struggling with this Toronto team that everyone thought they were clearly head and shoulders better than. It is just the best thing to me. It is the greatest thing for me to watch.
I will say on this point, I'll grant you turnovers, but I actually think James Harden's having a fantastic series because if you look outside of turnovers, you take a look at game 2, for example.
You're not looking outside of turnovers for the main playmaker on a team, sorry.
Well, James Harden's giving you 28, and he's also giving you 5 steals in game 2, which I think is extremely impressive.
28?
What do you say?
In that game.
In one game he gave you 28? Yeah, okay.
And then in game 3, he's giving you 18, albeit it's on...
What is it, 18, 19, and 17 or something like that in the next 3?
Well, no, so I was only talking about game 2. I don't have game 1 up right now, but then game 4, another decent game. He gives you 19 and 8. I get the.
All I know is it's tied 2-2 right now. Please, for the love of God, let it go. If it goes 7 games, if it goes 7 games.
I legitimately think that you can attribute a lot of the success that the Raptors are having to getting Colin Murray-Boyles more involved. I actually think that is
what is something we've been talking about for 2 months.
That guy is nasty. Scotty needs Scotty needs more people to help him out. Colin Murray-Boyles is a great addition, no question. And they're giving him more minutes, and it's resulting in winning. So they just gotta keep.
So I will say this. I was one of the people that had the Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals, and Justin and I battled about that. It's because I think they had the safest floor outside of Boston, to where I think Detroit was flawed, and then outside of Detroit, you really had a crapshoot in the East, right? You just flip a fucking coin and just be like, okay, cool, whatever. So why I said the Cavs because again, the safest floor. The other team that I've been pushing for the second half of the fucking year has been this Toronto fucking Raptors team. And I was called crazy when we were talking about our Rookie of the Year predictions, because in 5th place, I had Colin Murray-Boyles, because this is what I was seeing. An offensive rebound hound, a defensive, outside of Cooper Flagg, Colin Murray-Boyles had the highest grade defensively coming out of in the draft. He is just a fucking dog. This team can grind it out if you're causing a whole bunch of turnovers with James Harden and making him into a turnover-prone point guard. This is going to be a long series because now you have a whole bunch of lengthy wings that can switch 1 through 5 and just completely put this Cavs team on its head, because not only are they shutting off James Harden, they're shutting off Donovan Mitchell. They're shutting out Evan Mobley. They're shutting out Jared Allen. And it's I hope this series goes 7, and I hope Toronto does win, because I said that they could be in the second round. I got called a madman for that take. I'm in the fucking picture because cool, I lost the Cavs take. Absolutely, I'll wear that on the chin. But if this Raptors team proves me right, I am laughing. I'm making a list of everybody who called me crazy. Scotty Barnes, Colin Murray, Boyles agendas till the day I die. Shout out to those
honestly,
two.
The best case scenario for you is if the Cavs win in 7, because then your Cavaliers narrative continues, and the Raptors also show that they can compete with the Cavs, which also like feeds into the Raptors narrative. Like if the Cavs win in 7, that's like the best possible scenario for you right
They
now.
can't win in 7; they have to win in 6.
And to be honest, to hold somebody fucking accountable too. Hey, Brandon Ingram, never call out anybody again, because if you call out Darko about saying I need more touches and go 3 of 15 and just be the worst offensive player in this series and get your chain snatched by Colin Murray Boyles, you're a clown, dog. You're a clown. You're an idiot for doing that. Rudy Gay equivalency, because cool, you got a whole bunch of mid-range shots. Dean Wade is making you look like a fucking fool, dog. Dean Wade, like, come on, absolutely awful.
Is the call? Sorry, I don't think you guys understand how invested I am right now in this fucking game. I'm getting pissed.
Yeah. I shout out to the Toronto Raptors, and shout out to RJ Barrett too, because he's been really, really good this series as well. Jamison Battle had his legacy game against the Cavs. Whenever he sees the Cavs, he just shoots the lights out against them. I think I still think the Cavs win, but if Toronto pushes this series, the Cavs are going to probably play the Magic, and the Magic are probably going to win because we just saw them struggle against Toronto. The Magic are equally as physical as them. So it's like,
if we get a Magic Celtics conference final, that would be nasty.
Hilarious. But
I think the Celtics would. I think that would be a very unfortunate series for the Orlando Magic. But
that's one series that like it could be interesting because we saw the Magic and the Celtics play against each other last year, and Paulo ate that defense up. And he arguably was the reason why like everybody got hurt against the Knicks. Like Tatum tore his Achilles because he got bumped and bruised against Paulo. Same thing with Jaylen Brown with the meniscus. KP wasn't the same. Drew Holiday wasn't the same. That was all for Paolo, dog. That was basically all for Paolo.
We always say it all depends on what Paolo shows up. That's all it is. Is it the Paolo that has a brain, or is it the Paolo that doesn't have a brain? Every single time.
But the Hero Series...
Is there a world we live in where we see the Magic play the Raptors in an Eastern Conference final?
I mean, obviously not this year. If something happens next year, that would be cool. I would love that.
I could. Hey, Scotty.
Well, like I said, I don't know if you guys have any other points on this one, but we can definitely move on to the Atlanta Hawks series.
Yeah. Look at the Hawks.
Atlanta Hawks series.
Yeah. It's crazy because the only thing that the Atlanta Hawks needed to do in order to find success was get rid of the defensive black hole known as Trae Young.
Yeah.
As soon as Trae Young leaves, all of a sudden their defense looks a lot.
Answer to their prayers, CJ fucking McCollum. Yes,
CJ McCollum. Absolutely.
It must be 2013 the way CJ and PG are playing.
Dude, CJ McCollum, bro, he said, I am not losing again. Throw me in there.
This is what I was talking about with, like, Knicks fans who are just delusional, saying, like, oh, yeah, we're easily making the Eastern Conference Finals. No, the fuck you're not, because, like, as a Knicks defensive pessimist, cool, you were, like, a top 3 defense in the second half of the year. That's cool. When CJ McCollum is averaging basically damn near 2 points per, like, direct possession against Jalen Brunson this series, that's insane. Karl-Anthony Towns in the second half of games needs to be your best player, because if he's getting mismatched on Okongwu and people are just willingly not giving him the ball, that's asinine to me. That's insane, that the fact that I need to go ask Karl-Anthony Towns to be good.
Well, and we need to also ask Jalen Brunson to stop shooting tour dates, because I don't know what's going on with bro, but 10 of 26 in game 2, and he also had, there was another game that he had, game 4, where he went 7 of 18, and it's like, yeah, bro, I don't know, I kind of, like, and this is my whole problem, by the way, that I brought up with Jalen Brunson, which is why I think that they will never win with Jalen Brunson, is because Jalen Brunson is not conducive to winning in playoff basketball. He's
You
not.
know,
It's
so
inclusive.
a kind of multi-layered point to that is that like I disagreed a little bit with said take because Jalen Brunson is just not the playmaker, but I do understand where you're coming from now because in analyzing these games, like Brunson is just like a slow processor when it comes to isolation ball. Like it's not necessarily trying to open up and just get somebody else open. It's like he's understanding where the double team is coming, or when he's driving downhill, he's able to like that's a good basketball play in my opinion. But he just takes like a second or two way too long to process where something is.
Jules, that's why he's not an effective playmaker. Is because he takes too long. The
Yeah.
processing speed needs to be like that. It's gonna go.
And it's funny because a resurfaced quote that came out since this series is famously Becky Hammond on the podcast. I believe it was on All the Smoke 2 years ago, said that Jalen Brunson cannot be a 1A player because he cannot guard his position, just like we just talked about with Trae Young, right?
Yeah.
And Becky got a whole bunch of shit. It's like, she's a woman. What the fuck is she talking about? Now, hey, never wrong, just early. Never wrong,
Dude,
just early.
Always. That's the motto, bro. She was right. She was absolutely
yes.
right.
So
I want to say I have been on this Brunson thing since when people were trying to compare Hallie and Brunson and which one was more valuable. I have always said, I swear to you, Jalen Brunson is not conducive to winning playoff basketball.
Yeah.
He's not.
It's where
is a number one option.
Yeah, just not as a number one. Like I'm fine with his scoring ability, but it's just like the heavily.
He would be a great off guard. That's where he would be great.
It's just the heavy like mid-range shot diet. Yeah, he'd be playing well with Hallie, but like it's just that
Hallie, not as a comparison. He'd play well with him.
It's just the heavy shot diet that he relies on in the mid range and stuff. That it's like high, like it leads to good offense, but when he's off, he's really off. But when I was breaking this down, it's like why I picked the Hawks in 7 is strictly you're being able to go and attack Brunson, which CJ McCollum has been doing at a very high effective rate. And if this Hawks team gets in transition like they were, and why this series is tied up, the Knicks just don't have the foot speed. Karl-Anthony Towns isn't fast. Mitchell Robinson isn't fast. Like Josh Hart has been really good on Jalen Johnson, but in transition, he's just been eating him. The Hawks just need to do a way better job in cross matching in transition and getting Jalen Johnson on Brunson, so that he's not on Josh Hart, because Jalen Johnson does not have a good ball handle whatsoever. But if you're going, just attack Brunson as much as possible because you're going to be able to do that.
Also, chalk up the processing ability of Jalen Brunson to how slow his team is. Because if you put him on a team that was an effective sprinting team, I'm sure that he'd be able to make it work and do a lot better. But he also has to slow down because his team literally looks like they run in sand.
Yeah. No, I think that, Justin, I think what you said earlier about, like, actually Jalen Brunson would fit best with Tyrese Halliburton. I agree.
He would fit great with Halliburton. He'd fit great with Cade.
That's because at his heart, Jalen Brunson is not a point guard. He is a shooting guard. At his
heart of hearts, that man is a 6'7" small forward.
Yeah, I mean, might as well be, honestly. Like that's what I mean. Like, Jalen Brunson is not meant to play point guard. He should be playing off guard wing. That's where he should be at.
And again, talking about like just like PRA isn't like the standard of like valuing impact. Talking about OG Anunoby this whole year, right, Justin? Is that OG is the heart and soul of this team. OG Anunoby is having to guard 1 through 5. He's having to do all this kind of stuff, both offensively and defensively, where like his offensive like consistency isn't necessarily there, but defensively he's been outstanding.
Yep. No, and Jules, you know what, too? In Game 3, OG gives you 22. Game 4, he gives you 29. OG is, he's still producing. He's still getting a little bit going on the offense.
But he's not the guy that should have to. That's the thing.
I agree.
OG is 100%, like, he's that guy that you look at in a draft, and it's like, damn, he's a really good two-way player. He's not going to go out and score 30 for you, but he could get you 17, 10 and 5 and do his job that way.
Well, and he's the hustle guy. He's got the hustle intangible. It's one of the things
him and Josh Hart are great hustle players.
Yes.
The one I think the biggest knock on this Knicks team outside the Jalen Brunson like defense, Mikal fucking Bridges, the guy I went to high school with, the former son. Dog, you're not worth 5 first round picks if you're giving me, was it like 7-1-1?
Tell that to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has not been good defensively. He's been piss poor offensively as well. And if the Hawks come out of this series winning, it's going to be definitely relying on Jalen Brunson defense and Mikal Bridges not being able to pull his fucking weight, because that is embarrassing. It's really bad, dog. OG's having to just keep this whole thing together. Again, I have Atlanta in 7, but I wanted to be known is that I've been saying this, and why I was pushing Toronto narratives is because I think Toronto would be doing very similar things to what Atlanta has, where I think Toronto just has better athletes 1 through 5 and can guard 1 through 5. They would be doing the same exact thing as the Atlanta Hawks are doing right now. So
that's why I have both these series in 6, because of the way these teams play defense. They match up very well defensively against who they're playing against. I didn't see either of these series going to 7 for the simple fact that they might not have the offensive firepower that these other teams do, but they have the defense to contain it. And if they just play their game, they're going to win it before it gets to a 7-game win or go home. And that's I think that's where we're heading in both series. That's why I had them both in 6 games. The Knicks already look defeated. Like, the Knicks look defeated.
I personally have the Knicks in 7, but I could see it going either way.
Yeah, I think that, and there's like definitive stuff where like our predictions, I know mine are fucking blown out of the water because everything is turned on its head. But like, I'm not me being wrong, but like having these honest discussions with both Justin and Retro is what like keeps me fucking safe.
Your predictions are blown up. Mine aren't far off.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's that like
we're back at this point again.
We're all cooked, bro.
Yeah, it's that
you're cooked.
We're all shocked.
I'm just saying I'm like want to have these discussions with people that like we're holding everybody accountable. We have most of our teams are in the playoffs, so it's like cool. We might have some bias, but let's like sorry, Retro, sorry.
It's okay.
But like,
we love you, Bulls.
Hey! I mean, Retro, you have Io DeSumo 43 balls,
Retro,
right?
In an hour, we'll be in the same spot, dude.
Hey, you know what? No, it's okay. Joel said, Io DeSumo represent GOAT.
No, seriously, can we actually like? It's completely irrelevant to that situation right now, but can we talk about how both Bulls guards that got traded at the deadline were thriving for their opposite teams?
Of course they are, because they're not in Chicago anymore. So,
they're not in Chicago.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
But I just like having these conversations with these guys because, again, we're not trying to be biased. We have all different perspectives of the like same series, and we want to bring up and highlight some of the stuff. But like, have these honest conversations. You can we disagree with each other all the time. We've yelled at each other multiple times. But at the end of the day, we still care for each other, and we're just like, it's basketball, right? Let's not be yelling at each other for bullshit about a different take. It's just like, this is what we're analyzing. This is what we're seeing. And for the most part, we're all basically spot on. This is why eye test it does matter, but it's like, let's not be disingenuous about some conversations, guys. Let's just
please keep it consistent, because if I have to hear Nikola Jokic needs to be traded one more time, I'm going to lose my mind. So please.
But with that, our playoff discussions are done for the day. Justin, do we have any games
on your phone?
No, my phone doesn't have games.
Okay, but do you
Your
have
computer again?
I do.
You have JPEG games? I like JPEG games.
You might not like this one so much, though, Retro, personally.
Oh, fuck.
NBA trivia.
Oh, I'm cooked.
You probably are.
Yeah.
There's, want to say maybe a dozen questions here. I'm just intrigued. So, the first one up is, can you name the 3 times there were co-rookie of the years, and who were they?
Fuck. I can only name one. The other 2 I don't remember off the top of my head. Was it 95 or 96? J. Kidd and Grant Hill.
95, J. Kidd and Grant Hill.
Okay. The other
I
ones.
believe in you, Jules. You can do this.
The other ones. Are they modern or are they
One of them.
like
You got the one in the middle.
I got the one in the middle. Okay, who the other like co-MVP or co-rookies of the year?
One is in a time I didn't believe basketball existed, and one of them was when, well, I was born, but I don't know if either of you were.
Well, I was born in 05, so
You definitely weren't.
okay.
Who are the other co-rookies of the year?
That would be early 2000s then, since the Grant one was early 90s. Think early 2000s, Jules.
I'm trying to think of rookies of the year though.
I'll give you the old one. I'll give you the old one because I don't think you're gonna get it.
Okay.
1971, Dave Collins and Geoff Petrie.
Wow.
Yeah, you are right. Dave and Jeff Petrie will fucking got it. And so what year was the current one?
I'll tell you, it's between 95 and 2005.
Oh.
Trying to think of like rookies of the year. Who's decent during those times? Fuck, I don't know rookies of the year like that.
Co-rookies of the year in 2000 were Elton Brand and Steve Francis.
Oh, the franchise Steve Francis. Shout out to bro.
I felt fuck. I should have got that. I knew Elton Brand. I didn't know that was Co. I thought interesting. Okay, my bad. I sold.
Word.
Next question up: who was the first player drafted out of high school?
I don't. I'm gonna assume it wasn't Kobe. So
no, it was not Kobe. I'm waiting on you, Retro.
What do you mean? I don't know.
Retro's not getting this.
Yeah, I don't know.
You should get this.
I mean, it's. I feel like it's like by technicality, it's not Spencer Haywood, but it is. But it's like it's not Spencer Haywood because he did the whole corp shit.
And just to clarify to the audience, I openly say this, I'm not like, I don't have a deep knowledge of NBA stuff. I know the game, so I watch it like today, but
Retro knows current ball, he doesn't know anything else.
Yeah, I don't have a deep trivia.
So he will struggle with this, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Spencer, was it Moses Malone?
It is Moses Malone.
Nice pull.
It's technically Spencer, but he had a whole bunch of court shit.
Moses Malone was drafted out of high school. Holy cow!
Yeah, because Spencer Haywood had the court stuff, and then wasn't able to play in the ABA. But because he was ruled right, Moses Malone was able to come out of high school in '74, I believe.
Correct.
Fire.
Who was the first non-American MVP?
Non-American. It's like Hakeem.
Hakeem.
Oh, yeah. No, that tracks.
Who was the first player to score 70-plus points in a game?
Wilt.
Oh, yeah.
Is it? I don't know who was doing it before Wilt. Is it Mikan?
Is it George Mikan?
No. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that this was before Wilt was credited with his points.
Oh.
It's not Mikan?
Yeah, I was going to say. Like it's like Bob Pettit
I'll tell you this player scored 71 points.
Is it Bob Pettit that he did?
It's not Bob Pettit. Let me get you the year.
Elgin Baylor?
It is Elgin Baylor, yeah.
I was going to say. That's the only other scorer I know during that time.
Like Cliff Hagan, Oscar Robertson. I was just start naming them off.
Yeah, Jules. Like I'm sure it's because he was credited with it before Wilt's 100 was technically credited.
Fair.
Who was the first African American player drafted into the NBA?
I don't know that.
Oh, fuck. I know this. He has a funny name. No, it's kind of okay. Well, I think
What, is it like Tree Rollins?
No.
That would've
Tree
been funny.
Rollins is crazy. Fucking
That would've
Tree
been-
Rollins. That's fucking insane.
Anyway,
Solid pull.
Is it Chuck Cooper?
it is Chuck Cooper.
That's not
Yeah.
a funny name.
It's either Chuck Cooper or I forget. There was another guy that was drafted
Which
in the early 50s.
which player is known as the NBA Iron Man with the record and how many games?
Bridges.
No. Isn't it? It's either Parrish or Stockton, right?
Oh, Parrish.
Neither.
I always think of Parrish.
Like consecutive games played.
Yep.
Who was the other motherfucker that played like 20 years? Not Parrish. Shit. Oh, he played for like almost 3 fucking decades. This old fuck. What's his name? It's on the top of my tongue.
3 decades?
It's damn near. It's like LeBron, like longevity. He just wasn't fucking good. AC Green.
AC Green, how many games?
I don't know the game, so I'd probably say like
Jules is like,
1,500.
he's LeBron if he was like terrible.
Yeah, AC Green played from like 85 to like 03, 04.
That's aura.
I don't know how many games. I'd guess 1,500.
1,192.
That wasn't that
Jeez.
far off.
Longest NBA win streak, and what team was it, and how many games?
33 games.
Yep,
The
The
Warriors?
Lakers in 72.
correct.
Dang.
Who was the first player to win a championship with 3 different teams?
With 3 different teams. Oh fuck! Because this is
Was
like
it
a
a
trick
role player?
question. It's
Was
a
it
role
like a role
player.
Is it Robert Ory? I don't know. He
I don't
got
think it's
around.
Robert Ory.
Okay.
Damn. 3 different teams. Fuck. Because that's 2. It had to. Is it somebody in the 70s?
I don't believe it's that long ago.
Okay.
It's time period.
Yeah, is it like the 90s? No, it couldn't be the 90s.
Gotta be Greg Ostertag.
You're something else.
Oh.
I'll tell you the man. I'll tell you he's 61 years old right now.
Is it Steve
Oh.
Kerr?
No.
Fuck.
It's a really ugly name. It's John Sally.
Oh, you're right. Detroit, Chicago, and fucking San Antonio, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
look at that, Jules. Shout out Chicago and San Antonio legend John Sally.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Who was the first European player to win Finals MVP?
First Euro. Ooh.
Would that have literally just been Giannis?
Let's just say somebody in here won't be happy with the answer.
Oh.
Euro Finals MVP.
I was for some reason I was thinking,
It's
but I know he did.
Manu.
You're close.
Is it Tony Parker?
It's Tony Parker.
Oh.
Wait.
well.
Oh, because fucking Argentina. I'm fucking stupid. Fuck. It's not Europe.
Argentina is actually located in South America.
Yeah, fuck.
Who's the first player inducted into the Naismith Hall of Fame?
The first player?
Yep.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Fuck. That's something I don't even know.
When did he play? The
I'll tell you right
30s?
now, his name has already been said by one of you during this.
Oh, Mikan?
It is George Mikan.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that tracks.
Oh, who's the first Hall of Famer? Shout out to him.
Who was the first European NBA MVP?
Nice. European MVP.
Dirk.
Dirk. Who was the first player to win MVP, Finals MVP, and All-Star Game MVP in the same season?
Holy aura.
Isn't it Jordan?
Nope.
Or is it Magic?
Nope.
Hakeem?
Nope.
Fuck.
So, like, Kobe?
No. Is
I don't know.
this Larry?
Nope.
Am I thinking too far back?
The answer is Willis Reed.
Wow.
Willis Reed won the All-Star Game MVP
Willis Reed, bro.
in 70 or 73?
Don't ask me that question.
Shout out Willis Reed, man.
Who is the only NBA player in history to average more minutes per game than minutes in a game?
By the way, Jules, it was 1970.
Wait, repeat that question, please.
There is one player in NBA history to average more minutes per game than minutes in a game. Who is it? And how many minutes?
So he was getting more than 48 a night?
Oh, is it Wilt?
It is Wilt.
Yeah.
How many minutes was he
Wilt
playing?
Because he would play overtime.
Wilt averaged 48 and a half minutes per game for his career.
Yep.
That is insane.
Yeah, because he just didn't believe in rest at all.
Yeah, dude, facts. Because Wilt definitely wouldn't translate to today's game with that kind of engine. Yeah, no way.
With that kind of engine, yeah.
Yeah, no way, man.
One player in NBA history has recorded a triple-double with less than 10 points.
Draymond?
Draymond Green.
What was it? Rebounds, assists, blocks?
Damn, I believe so. I think it was steals.
I think it was steals.
Rebounds, blocks.
And then the last one actually is probably this is like some comedy shit. I don't think you guys are going to get this because this is just funny to me. What team had 3 players born on the exact same day in their active roster, and who are the 3 players?
Is this current?
No.
No.
I'll give you their birth date.
Okay.
June 26th, 1984.
Wow. Okay, so then 18 years old, that would have been 2002, so you add like 2 or 3 years to that, like 05, 06.
26. Wow. Fuck. This is close to my birthday too. I should know this.
Holy honk.
He's not. No, it's close to his birthday, not in the year, dumbass.
Yeah, not the year, you fucking prick.
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
Players born June 26. I don't know.
So it's the
a
Dallas
tough question.
Mavericks, JJ Barea, Raymond Felton, and Darren Williams.
They were fucking are right. You know what's funny? I saw this stat a long, long time ago, and I put it in the back of my head. I totally you are absolutely right. That is a funny fucking stat.
Here's another one that was my last question, but another one I saw, and I'm going to ask it because I also think it's funny. Every TJ that's ever played in the NBA has played on what team?
The Pacers?
It's the Pacers?
Yes. Every TJ that has ever been rostered in the NBA has played for the Pacers. It's like TJ Ford, TJ Leaf, TJ McConnell. Like every TJ that's been in the league, I believe there's 4 or 5 of them, and they've all been a Pacer at one point in their career.
Nice.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's massive.
Crazy, right?
TJ Merchants.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Well, with that coming to an end, the last thing I got is time of recording April 27th. We're kicking it way back to 1956. Undefeated world heavyweight boxing champion Rocky Maricino retires from in-ring competition.
Shout out to bro. Rocky
Shout out to
Marciano
Rocky.
was a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he retired undefeated and fought for, I believe it was like 12 years.
And I'm pretty sure he was the inspiration to Rocky Balboa, though I might be wrong. I think
Really?
he was
You don't say.
You
One
don't
of them.
say.
You
One
don't
of
say.
them. Shout out Rocky
Anyways,
Balboa.
Shout out Rocky.
The Italian stallion.
Okay, bro. Okay.
I'm just going to apologize to the viewers for me having a shitty attitude, but like this week in basketball, not only the games and the fucking community have been unfucking bearable to deal with. So
Yeah,
I came in and I almost messaged these guys and said I didn't want to do the podcast for the simple fact that it's been a week of just bullshit and asinine takes and stupid fucking points being brought up. If you guys are going to continue to talk basketball, for the love of God, don't just do things for clicks. That's not how this shit works. Don't you sound like an idiot. Like, you really sound like an idiot. To say Jokic isn't considered in the top 50 of all time, to say Jokic deserves to be traded, to say that LeBron can play another 10 years because of what he's doing in 3 games, you guys are idiots. Like, you people are actually idiots. You want to talk about people that need to go back into the closet and probably just die in the closet? It's you guys. Whoever brings up these points and narratives, this is fucking awful. We're trying to build a stronger community and educate the younger community on what's going on in the game now with a little bit of history attached to it. And what's going on now, you guys just bring a terrible discourse to the community that we're trying to build up.
When it kills joy, it makes less people want to watch basketball. Like it's one of those things where it's like if you're a person that's thinking about watching basketball or whatever, and you go onto TikTok and you're like, I can't wait to see what the community is talking about today.
And if you want to be around basketball, then do me a favor. Go to your team's playoff watch parties, take your fucking Instagram photos, and go the fuck home. Because nobody wants to deal with it.
It's rough. And especially like, dude, and the media outlets aren't helping, by the way. I think it was the USA Today list or something, Jules, that you put up where it was like that was the worst list I've ever seen. And it's like, if you think Kobe is the 3rd greatest player to ever touch a basketball court, and Tim Duncan is in top 10, and Hakeem Olajuwon is in top 25, then respectfully, like, you've just never watched a game of basketball in your life, and I just don't think you should come.
That's the thing is, I can hear the Kobe top 3 thing. We hear it all the time. I can hear that one. That's fine. But to, like, discredit Duncan, Olajuwon, to try to discredit Jokic because of 3 games off of what he's done the last 5 years, like, literally go soak your head. Like, I'm over it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really ultimately to the point where, like, I agree. I've heard Kobe stuff, Duncan stuff. Hearing somebody say that Hakeem is not a top 25 player of all time might have been one of the worst takes I think I've ever heard. It might be the worst take I've ever heard. Like,
just like I said, just be smarter. Don't just do things for clicks because you think it's funny, because it's not. You'll end up like a certain guy that nobody in our community wants to talk to because he thinks Kobe was the best player for 10 years in a row.
Yeah.
And the final note before Justin is that this Denver game right now, Jokic has 13, 10, and 6, 5 of 10 shooting. They're up by 9 against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So where are you Jokic haters now?
Meanwhile, we're down 12 with 7 minutes left, and nothing's getting better as the game goes on.
And
you know what?
Again, I'm sorry, Justin.
Yeah,
it is what it is. It's hard to play Adam Silver's Golden Boys when nothing's going to go your way, even when you know you're supposed to lose. But like, lose in this fashion is just
Hey, Suns at 9.
Yeah, there you
buddy,
go.
if you said we had to win in 53, I'd tell you we'd probably get swept.
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, ultimately, at the end of the day,
that's
the Thunder,
a foul.
The Thunder are just, it's why
they're going back. I'm sorry. If anyone thinks that anybody's beating them at this point, they're going back to back. This is why I said this a year ago. They're going back to back.
It's why I complain so much when I watch college basketball, because it's the same old stuff every single year, especially whenever UVA plays Duke. It's just the same stuff. These teams, they have a whistle, and you can't beat them when they have that whistle. It's just and like Justin said, doesn't matter if they're home or away, they keep the whistle. So,
well, with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, check out Jules and Retro, subscribe to our page, and just remember, podcast equipment is cheap. So if you assholes want to keep telling us that podcast equipment needs to be more expensive, start your own fucking podcast and we'll come talk shit on your platform.
yeah. We are the real We Don't Know Ball podcast.
Also, if the other We Don't Know Ball podcast clicks on another one of my videos and doesn't DM for a collab, you guys are just frauds.
With that, guys, we'll be back tomorrow talking about the NFL.
Yeah,
with football.
With some of the most bonehead draft picks teams have ever made. Some of the stupidest trade on draft night I've ever seen.
And it'll be especially fun because when we grade every team's draft, we'll be able to talk about Jules.
Yeah, I'll be able to tell you that almost every team got an F except for Oakland doing what literally they were supposed to do. I was going to say,
you'll be able to talk about Jules' friends in the NFC West because Rams and 49ers, what in God's green earth? What
in God's green earth? Or talk about how the fucking NFC East trades within themselves to help each other out. My God!
Help everybody except us, of course.
But with that, this has been We Don't Know Ball. You guys have a good night.